Text 42. Nannasya Brahmana Rajan Krishnasya Jagatmanaham Punanta Padradasat Viloki Laivatun Mahat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. My dear King Yudhishthir, the Brahmanas, especially those engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord throughout the entire world, are recognized and worshipped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the heart and soul of all creation. The Brahmanas, by their preaching, sanctify the three worlds with the dust of their lotus feet, and thus they are worshipable even for Krishna. As admitted by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, Nasa tasman manusyesu kaschinme priyakruttamaha. The Brahmanas preach the cult of Krishna consciousness all around the world, and therefore, although they worship Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord also recognizes them as worshipable. The relationship is reciprocal. The Brahmanas want to worship Krishna, and similarly Krishna wants to worship the Brahmanas. In conclusion, therefore, Brahmanas and Vaishnavas who are engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord must be worshipped by religionists, philosophers, and people in general. At the Rajasuya Yajna of Maharaja Yudhishthir, many hundreds and thousands of Brahmanas were present, and Krishna was selected to worship first. Therefore, Krishna is always the Supreme Person, but by his causeless mercy, he recognizes the Brahmanas as dearmost to him. Here, Narada Muni as Maharaja says this thing in this chapter, ideal family life. He gives this conclusion here. My dear King Yudhishthir, the Brahmanas, especially those who engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord throughout the entire world, are recognized and worshipped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the heart and soul of all creation. The Brahmanas, by their preaching, sanctify the three worlds with the dust of their lotus feet, and thus they are worshipable even for Krishna. Narada Muni says. It's the most important thing. In his purport, Srila Prabhupada has said, quoting Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapter 69th verse, Nasa tasman manusyesu kaschinme priyakruttamaha. The Brahmanas preach the cult of the Krishna consciousness all around the world. Therefore, although they worship Krishna, the Supreme Personal Godhead, Lord also recognizes as worshipable. Lord says, they are so dear to me. Nobody else is so dear to me. And they are those who preach this Krishna consciousness throughout the world at any cost. They are dear. Even Krishna, they are worshipable by Krishna, not to speak of others. They will be worshipable. When they are worshipable by Krishna, they are worshipable by one and all. Here, Prabhupada Maharaja has said, the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas who are engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord must be worshipped by all religionists, philosophers, and people in general. That's the fact. Krishna wants to worship them. It is said, Bhakta Bhaktiman. Krishna is known as Bhakta Bhaktiman. The Bhaktas, the Vaishnavas, they are known as Krishna Bhaktiman. Whereas Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is known as Bhakta Bhaktiman. Do you understand what I say? Do you understand? Yes. That means Krishna is so dear, one and all, especially the Brahmanas, the qualified Brahmanas, the Vaishnavas, they are the devotees of the Lord Krishna. So they are always engaged in his loving service of Krishna. In his loving service. They are known as Bhagavad Bhaktiman. Those such qualified Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. But Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Bhakta Bhaktiman. That means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, wants to worship them. And unnoticingly, Krishna follows, it is said, Krishna follows them. Such Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, dear devotees of Krishna, those who have developed pure praying towards Krishna, Supreme Personality of God, Krishna follows unnoticingly them to take their dust of their lotus feet. You understand? And that's what happens. Krishna always wants to take the dust of their lotus feet, such dear devotees. Those who preach this Krishna consciousness throughout the world at any cost. At any cost. Because they are very dear to Krishna. They have developed so love towards Krishna that they love one and all. One and all. If someone develops such love towards Krishna, he can develop love to one and all. He can love one and all. Otherwise one cannot love at all. Unless one develops such love towards Krishna, he cannot love anybody. The so-called love is a pretension. Is a pretension. It is not love at all. Love, not love at all. It's temporary. And it is based on this giving and taking principle. Giving and taking. When there is any discrepancy between this giving and taking, the love breaks, the relationship breaks. But one who has developed pure love towards Krishna, that is unbreakable. Krishna himself said, though all-powerful is Krishna, almighty, all-powerful, omnipotent, still he fails to break such bondage of love. Bhaktama mandhyate udavitere. That devotee, dear devotee of mine, has bound me up in his heart. He is ever free. He is supremely independent. Such Supreme Lord Krishna is supremely independent, ever free. How can anybody bind him? He never accepts bondage. He never accepts bondage. He is not a conditioned person. But Krishna accepts bondage. That's the bondage of love, pure love. A pure devotee, Vaishnava, or qualified Brahman. Here, qualified Brahman means a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava. One must understand this thing. Is a Vaishnava, not so-called Brahman. One who has known Brahmavastu, Brahmajanati Brahmana. Who is a Brahmana? Brahmajanati Brahmana. One who knows Brahmavastu, Brahmatattva, he is Brahmana. You understand? What's that Brahma? What is that Brahma? Bhuvat Brahma Sabde Ishvara Kaye Swam Bhagavan Krishna Shastri Brahma. Brahmanatvat Brahma is Brahma. Brahma Vastu means Supreme Personality, Purna Brahma is Brahma. Mahaprabhu says this thing. Srimad Mahaprabhu says. When he was just defeating the philosophy of these Brahmavadis, Mayavadis, Brahmavadis, because they are always saying about Brahma, 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 Brahma is the ultimate. They are saying this Brahmavadis. So Mahaprabhu defeating their philosophy says, वेद पुराणे कहे ब्रह्म निरूपण से ब्रह्म बृहद वस्तु ईश्वर लक्षण Mahaprabhu says. What is that Brahma? You know that Brahma? In all Vedas and Puranas, it is said. All Vedas and Puranas speak about Brahman. Say Brahma Brahad Vastu, Ishwara Lakshana. That Brahma is Ishwara. Brahad Vastu is not something small, little, narrow thing. It's very broad, very big. This is Brahman, that's Ishwara, the Supreme Brahma, Param Brahma, Purna Brahma. This Purna Brahma is Param Brahma complete. Brahma Sabde kahe, Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, Shastre Tuma. Mahaprabhu says. In all Shastras, Vedic literatures, it is said that that Brahma is Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. So that is Brahma. One who knows that Brahma, Purna Brahma Krishna, is Brahmana. He is Brahmana. It is what Srimad Mahaprabhu says. His supreme authority, Krishna himself, is supreme authority. And all the qualified Brahmanas means the Vaishnavas. He doesn't know this Brahma. Otherwise one cannot be called Brahmana. So when Narada Muni speaks about these, the Brahmanas, especially those who engage in preaching the glories of the Lord throughout the entire world, recognized and worshipped by the Supreme Personality Godhead with the heart and soul of all creation. You see, such dear devotees, Vaishnavas, those who know this Brahma Vastu, Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, those who have developed love towards this Bhagavan Krishna, they are worshipping. And they can preach throughout the world at any cost. Because they never see the, I would say, any other thing but Krishna. But Krishna. जहाँ जहाँ नेत्र पड़े तहाँ कृष्ण स्मरण थावर जंगम देखी न देखी तार मूर्ति सर्वत्र वही धार इष्ट देव स्मृति. Such qualified Brahmanas and Vaishnavas see only Krishna in them. And that is a fact. Everything belongs to Krishna. If the manifestation of Krishna, Krishna's energy means Krishna. So they see only Krishna. And they have developed their love towards Krishna. So they love one and all. When they see a living entity, they say, oh, this is Krishna's. This belongs to Krishna. So Krishna is so dear to me. Krishna is so dear to me. How can I disrespect such a living entity? So he also loves such a living entity. Because he has developed love towards Krishna. And he sees Krishna everywhere. And he sees that this thing belongs to Krishna, this living entity belongs to Krishna. Mami Vansa, Jiva Loki Jiva Bhuta, Sanatana, 15th chapter of Gita says. Krishna says, the Jiva, living entity, is eternally my part, fragment of part and parcel. So, he is qualified Brahma. He is Vaishnava qualified Brahma. Who knows this thought and who sees this thing. He is not theoretically knowing. Who sees this thing. Teachers are so dear to Krishna that Krishna wants to worship them. Though they want to worship Krishna, but Krishna wants to worship them. So they should be worshipped by one and all. All, as Prabhupada Maharaja says, all religious, philosophers, and people in general should be worshipped. That is indicated here. we find also there are so many, some so-called Vedic Pandits, some pretenders are also there, hypocrites are also there, those who pretend them as Brahmanas or Vaishnavas, but they are not really Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, pretenders, hypocrites. They are very learned scholars. They have acquired Vedic knowledge. Great scholars like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Prabhupada, I would say, what is that? Prakashananda Saraswati. The great scholars, Vedvadis, Vedantavadis. But they claim that they are Brahmanas, but they are not real Brahmanas, qualified Brahmanas. No. They are pretenders. They are hypocrites. They commit offense at the lotus feet of Krishna. What would they do? They sell. They sell Harinam. They sell Bhagavata. They sell Harinam and they sell Bhagavata. Harinam Vikrahi. Vidya Vikrahi. It says, Sudranam Supakari Chajo Harinam Vikrahi. Javidya Vikrahi Vipravisa Hino Dathuragaha. Brahma Vaivata Purana says this thing. They are not qualified Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. They are selling. They are selling Harinam. They are selling Bhagavata. They earn money. By that they earn money. Many are. They are like this. Brahma Vaivata Purana says they are the cooks of the Sudras. Sudranam Supakarihi. Jo Harinam Vikrahi. One who sells Harinam, one who sells Bhagavata, Bhagavata Katha, by saying Bhagavata Katha, gets money, earns money, maintains his livelihood thereby, maintains his family thereby. His Harinam Vikrahi, his Vidya Vikrahi, is the seller of Harinam, is seller of Bhagavata. He is the cook of Sudras, like cook of Sudras. Harinam Vidya Vikrahi Vipraha, if such Brahmana, a pretender, hypocrite, Vaishnava, one who sells this Harinam, or this Bhagavata Katha, this Vedic knowledge, is like a cook of the Sudras. Though he is known as Vipra, still he is not real Vipra. You understand Vipra? Brahmana, Dvija, Vipra is not real. Not real Vipra, qualified Vipra, Brahmana. As it is said, Visahino Jathuragaha. They are like Visahino Jathuragaha. They are like serpents without poison. Serpents without poison. Do you understand? Serpents, they look like serpents, but they have no poison. If they bite, there is no poisonous effect. Do you understand? Though they look like serpents, one may be very much afraid of stings of serpent. No, there is a snake. Do you understand? There is a snake. One may be very much afraid. But that is a such a serpent that he has no poison. If it bites, there will be no poisonous effect. One who knows these things, he will never be afraid of such a serpent. Similarly, all these Vipras, those are selling Harinam, are selling Vedic knowledge, Bhagavati Katha, they are like that. Snakes without poison. Those who are ignorant fools, those who don't know, then they are not qualified Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. They may be afraid. As a piece of rope is lying there from a distance, looks like a serpent. It looks like a serpent. So one will very much, oh, snake is there. Not a snake. A piece of rope looks like a serpent. Similarly, such Vipras, such Brahmanas, those are selling Harinam, selling Vedic knowledge, may frighten the ignorant fools. May frighten the ignorant fools. Do you understand? They also accept disciples also. They also accept disciples. They become gurus also. So they are rascals and fools, and those disciples also fools and rascals. And they may terrify such fools, ignorant fools, disciples. They may be terrified. But one who knows these things will never be terrified after that. You understand? Because they only show off their scholarship. They only show off their scholarship, their pride. They never give pleasure to Krishna. They are not engaged in loving service of Krishna. They were only engaged in the service of their own senses, their own family members. And they earn money by selling Harinam or selling this Vedic knowledge or Bhagavad-gita. You understand? They are not very dear. They are Godasas, it is stated. They are not Goswamis, they are Godasas. You understand? They are not Goswamis, they are Godasas. They are not dear. Krishna Anantarjami, as the Super Soul, Jagadapana, as it is said in this verse, knows this way. They are not dear to Krishna. It is said. In this 7th canto, 9th chapter is already gone. It says, Mauna Brata Sruta Tapo Dhyanam Sudharma Vekhyara Hoja Pasamanahaya Avavargyaha Prayah Param Purusati Tu Ajitindriyanam Bharta Bhavantyatana Bhatratu Dhammikanam. It is said. These 10 things are cause of Apavarga liberation. Mauna, silence, not to speak anything, is Mauna. Brataha, that means accepting severe, what is that? Brata, Bhoj, Panditya, scholarship, Tapasya, penance, Adhyayana, Vedic study, Swadharma, strictly following the principles of Dharma, Swadharma, Varnasam Dharma, Shastra Vakya, that means explaining Shastra, Bhagavatam, Nirjanavasa, staying in a solitary place, Japa, chanting, and Samadhi, trance. These 10 things are the causes of Varga, liberation. You understand? Of Varga, liberation. This is described in Shastra. But those who are Godasas, Jitendriya Godasas, those who are Godasas, those who are under the control of their senses, mind, the Godasas, they also utilize these 10 things. You understand? They also do all these 10 things. Practice these 10 things to maintain their livelihood, to own their livelihood. You understand? Thereby they own their livelihood also. But those who are Goswamis, they also utilize all these 10 things for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishnendriya Tarpana. But Godasas, Goswamis, they cultivate all these 10 things. And Godasas also cultivate these 10 things. The difference is that Goswamis, by cultivating these 10 things, please Krishna. they give pleasure to the senses of Krishna. Whereas Godasas, by cultivating these things, give pleasure to their own senses, or on their livelihood thereby. So such persons are not dear to, such persons are not dear to Krishna. It is so. So one must understand it very clearly. Who are qualified Brahmanas? They are really Vaishnavas. They have developed pure love towards Krishna. And they love one another. One who can develop love towards Krishna, he can love one another. Otherwise, there is no love at all. So-called love is a pretension, only pretension, which is based upon this principle of giving and taking. When there is some infringement in this giving and taking, that love breaks. But this pure love never breaks at any circumstances. Even Krishna is bound up by the rope of love, who is ever free, who is omnipotent, is almighty, all powerful. He admits inability to break such love. Bhaktama mandhyache pune vidhane. It is said that such a pure devotee, my dear devotee, has bound me up in his heart. I have no power to break it. Such a devotee is very dear. And he will preach throughout the world these glories of the Lord at any cost, because he loves one another. So such people, these are human beings, they have obtained such a rare human body, rarely obtained, durlabham, but they are not doing Krishna bhajan. Yeah? They are not doing Krishna bhajan. Really, they are very miserable persons. The real sadhus, they saw their mercy on such persons. On such persons. Such human beings do not do Krishna bhajan. Hari Hari Vipphale Janama Goaini. Manusya Janma Paya, Radha Krishna Na Bhajya, Janya Sunya Viso Khaina. You see? Janya Sunya Viso Khaina. Manusya Janma Paya, Radha Krishna Na Bhajya. Huh? You have got human form of life, but you are not doing Radha Krishna bhajan. So, this person is taking poison. Janya Sunya, deliberately taking poison. The sadhus see this thing. So they shower their mercy upon such persons. Dullava manava janma labhya sansare Krishna bhajana dukkha kahibu kahare. They see distress there. If some person, some human being, getting this human body which is rarely obtained but is not engaged in Krishna bhajan, really is a very miserable person, leading a very miserable life. Very miserable life. The Vaishnavas, the qualified Brahmanas, the Vaishnavas see distress here, misery here. Yes, really, this person leads a very, very miserable life. So they shower mercy. So they go to him and speak and preach there. Inculcate Krishna consciousness unto him. This is real paropakar, real doing good. Bharata bhumite manusya janma hilajar, janma sartha karikaro, paropakar. That is that. Mahaprabhu has said. One who has got the human body, human form of life in Bharata Bhumi, land of Bharat, is very, very fortunate person. Very, very fortunate person. So he should first make his life successful or perfect. How? By cultivating the Krishna consciousness, being fully, firmly fixed on this Krishna consciousness. That means he should develop prema towards Krishna and see Krishna everywhere. This is the perfection of life. Then, Paraparapaka, Then do good to others. That means inculcate this Krishna consciousness unto others, those who are not conscious, devoid of this consciousness. That is real paropakara. That Mahaprabhu has entrusted that responsibility on such Indians, Bharatiya. That's the duty of every Indian. And becoming an Indian, if someone doesn't do this thing, doesn't carry out this order of Srimad Mahaprabhu, is not aware of his responsibility, because responsibility, he cannot be called an Indian. He cannot be called an Indian. You understand? So, this is most important thing. Therefore, it is said, I was singing that from Chaitanya Thavar Madhya Thavar Jangama Dui Bhedo, Jangami Tirjaka Jalo Stholachoro Bhedo. That means there are two types, Thavar and Jangam, moving and non-moving living entities. So those who are moving, among them there are Jolochoro, Stholachoro, aquatic animals, those who live in the water and some live in the land, two types. Tar madhya manusya jati adhyolpatara. Among them, this manusya, the human beings are very, very, what is that? That number is very meager. Chotlokhyani manva, you see. Tar madhya mlecha pulinda baudu sabha. Among those human beings, out of 84 lakhs of species, only 4 lakhs are human beings. You understand? 80 lakhs are other species. And among these human beings, there are some mlechas, javanas, you understand? Mlechas, javanas, pulindas, bauddhas, savaras. You understand? The lower type of man. Then the consciousness is not so developed, like animals. वेदनिष्ठ मध्य अर्धे को वेदमुखी माने, वेद निषिद्ध पाप करे धर्म नहीं माने. And that day we are discussing how superior to that, superior to that, superior to that, from Bhagavatam and this NOD, nectar, devotion. What is that? Upadesh. Upadeshamrita. You understand? Right? Some people, some human beings accept Vedas and almost 50% of them they accept Vedas in lips only. And their work is quite contradictory to Vedic standard. You understand? Veda nishiddha pap kare. They act, they perform such sinful activities that Veda has forbidden, but speak about Veda. Such persons are dharma nahi. Dharmacharo madhye bahuta karmanistha. And some cultivate or observe this principle of dharma, but among them many are workers. Many are fruitive workers, karmanistha. Koti karmanistha madhye, some may be punya karma, performing some auspicious work, activity. Koti karmanistha madhye eko jnani sreshta. Out of crores of such auspicious workers, one jnani is superior, one jnani. Koti jnani madhya hoy eko jana mukta. Out of crores of jnanis, one becomes liberated. That's its liberation. You understand? Koti mukta madhya durlava eko Krishna bhakta. Out of such crores of liberated persons, one Krishna bhakta, an allied devotee of Krishna, one who has developed an devotion towards Krishna, is very rare. Such a devotee, pure devotee, developed an allied devotion towards Krishna, is very dear to Krishna. He is really a qualified Brahman and Vaishnava. So Krishna wants to get the dust of his lotus feet. Krishna wants to worship him. They are worshipped by Krishna. But the Narada Muni says here, you understand? And Narada Muni says here, this is most important thing. One must know, this is understood here. And if someone is very fortunate enough, he should associate with such Vaishnavas and qualified Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, those who have dedicated their life to preach these glories of Krishna, Supreme Lord, throughout the world at any cost, because they love one and all, because they love Krishna. This is a symptom of love. If someone cannot develop such love, he cannot preach at all. He cannot preach. He will become a hypocrite. This seller of Harinam and seller of Bhagavad. He cannot be a real preacher. This is most important thing. And such a person is worshipped. It says that if someone is a Vaishnava, has accepted a Vaishnava Guru and has been initiated by a Vaishnava Guru, he should not put on these kusas on these occasions while giving charity dana, while performing this Shraddha, Pitru Shraddha, offering Shraddha to forefathers, offering Shraddha to demigods, Daiva Shraddha, two Shraddha. Narada Muni speaks about it, Pitru Shraddha, Daiva Shraddha, or worshipping of the forefathers or of the demigods, Daivarchan or Pitrarchan. On these occasions, he should not put on these kusas. You understand? It's forbidden. The Vaishnavas should not do like that. And for these Vaishnavas, or on the part of these Vaishnavas, there is no need at all of performing Shraddha. You understand? No need at all. Quoting Skanda Purana Vakya in Haribhakti Vilas, Srila Sanatana Goswami said, Kim datirvi bahuvi pindeir goya sadhadi virmune jairarchito prirbhaktya pitrabhuncha dine dine. In Haribhakti Vilas it is said, those who are Vaishnavas, are devotees of the Lord, Krishna or Krishna, every day they are satisfying Lord Vishnu or Krishna. When they are engaged in loving service unto them, every day they are satisfying. Thereby, all of their forefathers or demigods are automatically satisfied. So there is no need for them on their part to perform this Shraddha ceremony. Because every day they are doing. Thereby, in other words, we will say, every day they are doing Shraddha. If you worship Lord Vishnu or Krishna, engaged in loving service of Lord Vishnu or Krishna under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, they will be, Lord Vishnu and Krishna will be satisfied. And thereby all the forefathers, all the demigods are automatically satisfied. As Srimad Bhagavatam says, if you pour water at the root of the tree, automatically whole tree gets. Give food to the stomach, automatically the whole body is nourished. No separate giving. Similarly, Tatharana Machitidya is Lord Achyuta, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, Vishnu is received, satisfied, automatically all are satisfied. There is no need on the part of the Vaishnavas to perform this stuff. Because they are performing every day. And they are preparing food, cooking food for Krishna or Vishnu, offering it to Krishna or Vishnu, that becomes Mahaprasad. And every day they accept Mahaprasad, and also they distribute Mahaprasad, the Vaishnavas. And also thereby the Vaishnava, Grihastha Vaishnava, Previously, Narada Muni has said, will give prasad to one and all, even the animals in the house. You understand? Even he will give prasad to the animals, the domestic animals, some cows or some other animals will be there. This will be paid. Other animals living in the house, if some serpents may be there, you understand, some mice may be there, some serpents may be there, some other animals may be there in the house. So Grihastha Vaishnava give prasad to one and all. You understand? How can he give? He should give some prasad outside the house, so they may take it. Some crows may take, some dogs may take, some serpents. Who are there? Let them take. Yapas prasad to one and all. Holy Vaishnava. Thereby, he is feeding one and all living entities. This is also said in Shastras. So, also he offers that prasad, Mahaprasad, to the demigods and forefathers. For them, give some of the prasads for them. Outside the house is also meant for the forefathers and demigods. Let them take. You understand? In this way he is doing every day. Every day. A Vaishnava Grihastha does so. So for him there is no necessity for performing of this Radha ceremony. It is again, those who perform Shraddha ceremony according to Karma Kanda principles, you understand? Karma Kanda principles. That Shraddha ceremony is not bona fide. That is known as Rakshasa Shraddha. You understand? Rakshasa means demon, demoniac Shraddha. Jastu vidya vinimukta murkham matvatu vaishnavami. Veda vidyo adodad vipraha shraddham tad rakshasam bhavet. Quoting Skanda Purana Vakyo, Sanatana Swami has said this thing in Haribhakti Vilas. If someone thinks that these Vaishnavas are ignorant fools, and they have become Vaishnavas only to earn their livelihood, to maintain their, fill their bellies, like begging. So, he doesn't invite, thinking them like this, he doesn't invite the Vaishnavas on Shraddha Divas, he invites so-called Pandits, Brahman Pandits, those who are very proficient in Vedic knowledge, but not Vaishnavas, devotees, and invites them on the Shraddha Divas, Shraddha Day, and offers them Shraddha. Offers them food, or gives them some charity. That Shraddha is known as Rakshasa Shraddha, which is performed according to Karma Kanda Paddhati. So that Shraddha is known as Vidha Shraddha or Rakshasa Shraddha. You understand? And nowadays, it is current now in the society. People perform such Shraddhas. Then you hide these so-called caste Brahmanas, of Kali-yuga Brahmanas, and feed them on Shraddha Divas. Because in Shastra it is said on Shraddha Divas one should invite Brahmanas and feed. Narada Muni says here, at least one Brahman. But who is a real Brahman? One should know. He is a qualified Brahman. But such qualified Brahman is not available in Kali-yuga. So Vaishnava is a real Brahman. So invite one Vaishnava, as Advaita Acharya Prabhu did. He invited only Pardas Thakur, didn't invite any. Though he is a Pakka Brahman and he is a Brahman and he was living in an area where all Brahmanas were living. You understand that? area was known as the residences of Brahmanas. You understand? A board of Brahmanas. But he didn't invite such Brahmanas because he knew Aditacharya Prabhu, these are not real Brahmanas. It calls you a Brahman. They are less than Sudras. They are not real Brahmanas. He didn't invite. Rather invited Hardas Thakur. Though he was born in Mohammedan family, is real Brahmanas. They are dear devotee of the Lord. Namacharya, Mahaprabhu had made him Ramacharya and fed him. And said, if you will accept prasad today, and the Shraddha ceremony of my forefathers, I will get the result of feeding crores of Brahmanas. Tumi khaila bhai koti Brahmana bhojan. You see, he set the example. Then, those who are Gruhi Vaishnavas, those who have accepted Vaishnava Guru and have gotten this holy name, completely those who are surrendered unto holy name, such Gruhi Vaishnavas should not perform all these sadhanas. It is stated. Nityam naimityakam kamyam dhanam sankalpam evacha daivam karma tatha paitram na